Back in July of 2019, I started a segment on this channel called Tales of Azeroth. Now, the premise of this segment was to cover all of the quest lore that people skip reading when they're leveling their characters in WoW. And at first, it started off really good. We were diving into the main races that people play, like Orc and Human, and I was covering all of these quests that people just never read. Some videos were a big hit, and some of them people just didn't care. But as the years went on, I started to figure out one important thing. Most of the quests really don't matter. That is pertaining to the main story of World of Warcraft. Yes, there are some that progress the main story along, but a lot of the quests that we were covering were just little filler stories that really didn't hold a candle to the main big picture. And so in the end, I decided to not do that content anymore. I've since refocused and started doing more things like the profession system in retail WoW, talking about the changes that are coming to the game, and making really short videos for people so they can understand the things that they just don't get. Well, first off, I still plan on doing that. But the second thing is, I want to do Tales of Azeroth again. But this time, we're not going to do the quest stuff. And surprisingly, it's because of one comment from a video a long time ago. Basically, in that video, I said, we just cover quest lore, that's it. And no, I don't cover deep lore. And some person commented and quoted me saying, no, I don't cover deep lore. And then they followed it by saying, well, you should. And that got me really confused because I'm thinking there's all these other content creators that are huge that talk about the story of World of Warcraft. Like Noble87, the guy is very knowledgeable about what's going on in World of Warcraft. And that's basically what I said to him. I said, well, there's all these other people. Why don't you just go get the lore from them? And the guy replied and said, I don't want to get the lore from them. I want to get it from you. Now, that's very flattering. And I'm touched by that. That's really nice. And well, yeah, let's do it. So now I am in the process of not only reading a whole bunch of World of Warcraft lore, but I'm also collecting the books, hardcover if I can, and any other published material that's out there. I want to scour this information, write my own scripts, and make these videos for you guys so that we have a documented series from me about the lore of World of Warcraft. And I'm really inspired by one person in particular, and that is Luton09. And if you guys don't know who he is one of like the Warhammer 40k lore masters. A lot of you guys know that I recently got back into Warhammer 40k, and I started listening to his videos, and they're very long. I mean, we're talking like an hour to an hour and a half per episode, but he does his very best, starting at the beginning of Warhammer and going on from there. And that's a pretty hard thing to do with that franchise, because even though Warhammer 40k is so sporadic with its information, it's yeah, that about sums it up. It's really that good. And I've been eating that up. I mean, the grim darkness of that lore is something completely different. But I also love World of Warcraft. And I figure if we're going to do this thing where we cover the lore from the beginning and onward, I want to do it right. So I'm taking inspiration from Luton's channel and kind of following that format of taking it bit by bit from the very beginning. So officially, Tales of Azeroth is back. And I know a lot of you guys who have been here a long time are like, oh great, he's saying it's back again, because I did resurrect it back in the past, but I didn't really change anything. I may have changed the way that I was gathering the information, but nothing changed. We were just covering the quest lore, and that just got kind of boring. So let's kick it up a notch. Let's talk about the deep stuff of World of Warcraft. Now, this isn't going to be just kicked out in the next day or so. These episodes are going to be very long. As in, I plan on them being an hour to an hour and a half long each, which means there's going to be a lot of research, a lot of script writing, pictures to be gathered to represent the things that I'm talking about. I may even dabble in AI using Midjourney to help me with those pictures, music that's going to accompany the feeling that we're trying to go for. It's a full-blown editing process. Thankfully, I went to school for editing, but still, it doesn't mean it's not a challenge. So the first video that we are going to start off with is, what is World of Warcraft? Or better yet, what is WoW? I think it's a really good place to start off, because a lot of people that already play World of Warcraft or even follow this channel may see that video as something they can go through and verify that all the information is correct. Stuff like, okay, yes, World of Warcraft is a video game, verifying that the races I talk about are in fact Warcraft, what they are, what World of Warcraft means to a lot of people, those kind of things, and maybe something very nostalgic to a lot of players. But also the video may be something that answers questions to someone who's brand new to the game, or maybe someone who's an investigator of the game because their friends play it and they've been egging them on to play the game with them for such a long time. I feel like that's a really good starting point, that we can give off the information that we need to give off about the game, which will then lead into the story of World of Warcraft. I'm looking forward to starting this journey with all of you. It's a new chapter in this YouTube channel. It's something I never thought that I would dive into, but I think it'll open up a lot of great conversations in the comments below. If you guys have gotten this far and you're looking forward to this adventure, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure to check out my 2 other channels. I have a Twitch channel and a Discord channel. I do a lot of workout streams on Twitch because I'm really big into fitness, but I'm also thinking about dabbling back into video game streaming and whatnot. But I feel like this is a really good opportunity for everyone to jump into another Discord channel, and we can start talking about World of Warcraft lore and kind of get that hype going again. And if you guys really want to support the work that I'm doing here, then make sure to check out the membership options here on YouTube, or you can subscribe over on Twitch. And a big shout out to those who have already supported my work. I can't thank you guys enough. Anyways, I'm looking forward to adding this part of the journey to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time in Azeroth. Take care.